we're gonna use about 2/3 of the package, so there'll be plenty of extra for you to munch on while you're cooking. We're gonna start by separating our beloved chocolate sandwich cookie from the cream filling. I know, crazy, right? So just scrape it off. We're gonna use the chocolate cookie for the churro and then the vanilla cream as a dipping sauce. So don't worry, they'll be together again soon. I actually just wanna put this entire thing in my mouth, but I won't. I'm gonna save it for you. Into our little baby food processor, we're gonna pulverize our sandwich cookies. We just wanna get them into a nice fine crumble, like sand. There we go. Ooh, look at that. So now I'm just gonna put this into the bowl, and this is gonna be the base of our churro. We're gonna use these two ways. We're gonna use it in the batter, and then we're also gonna roll the churros in the Oreo crumbles. If you guys watched our churro ice cream sandwich video, this recipe is very similar, except we're using Oreos in the batter. So into a pot, I'm gonna add our water, butter, brown sugar, and salt. So we're just gonna bring this to a boil, and then meanwhile, into a large bowl, I'm gonna whisk together our flour, 2 tablespoons of our Oreo cookie crumbles, and then save the rest, and our cinnamon. So even though we're using cinnamon like a traditional churro batter, we're really gonna get some nice flavor from the Oreo crumbles. As soon as this comes to a boil, I'm gonna turn off the heat and slowly incorporate it into our flour and Oreo and cinnamon mixture. Smells like cinnamon and Oreos. We wanna incorporate this before we add the eggs because obviously the heat from the mixture will scramble our eggs. We don't want that. And then before I incorporate the eggs, I'm just gonna give them a little whisk. I find that they're way easier to incorporate when the yolks and egg whites are already mixed up. And I'm just gonna add my vanilla in there. Why not? So now this is gonna be our binding agent for the batter. Now it takes a little muscle to work it in, but it's so worth it. Then I'm just gonna whisk it to get it all mixed up. So you don't need to go to the gym, you just need to make Oreo churros. Look at that, I'm working my forearms, biceps, my tris. All right, that looks nice and incorporated. Now I'm gonna put this into a piping bag that I've lined with a star tip, and then we're gonna pipe out our churros into the shape of little circles. The reason why we're piping them onto a baking sheet first is because we want them to set up just a little bit before we fry them. This is what's gonna help keep their shape. And while you're heating up the oil, these can just be hanging out in the freezer anyways. And what's great about this recipe is you can do this ahead of time. So you can make the batter, pipe them onto the baking sheet, and then just keep these in the freezer. While our oil is heating up, we're pretty much gonna make a whipped cream using heavy whipping cream. And then instead of sugar, we're gonna use the cream filling from our Oreos. It's gonna be so good. So I'm gonna start by mixing our heavy whipping cream. Awesome. And then I'm gonna slowly incorporate the filling from our Oreos. So it's just like making a homemade whipped cream, but instead of using the sugar, we're getting all the sweetness and flavor from the inside of the Oreos. Yum. All right, now I'm just gonna set this aside and show you how to make Oreo churro magic dust. It's all those Oreo cookie crumbs and then sugar, because you know, these aren't sweet enough. Check it out, look how cool this looks. It almost has like this cookies and cream effect, but it's mimicking the cinnamon sugar that you typically dip regular churros in, but of course we're making Oreo churros. Great, now we're ready to rock and roll. So I have my churros that I had in the freezer, and using a spatula, I'm just gonna carefully take one up off the wax paper, put it onto my little lowering device, put it directly into the oil that's been heating at 350 degrees. And these are only gonna need a couple minutes. You'll see them start to pop to the top. Make sure you flip them over so that both sides get nice and crispy. And then we're gonna put them onto a plate, lined with a paper towel, let the excess oil drain. And then while they're still warm, you wanna roll them in that magic Oreo dust and then serve them with our whipped cream filling dipping sauce. It is so good. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to try these Oreo churros. These Oreo churros are so good. And the best part is, no